Michael Winkleman is an attorney in Florida, and he joins us now. Good morning, Mr. Winkleman.
Good morning, Don. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Can't complain.
So what kind of lawyer are you now?
I am a maritime personal injury attorney. So basically, my law firm represents either cruise ship passengers or cruise ship workers that get injured.
Okay. Now, this boat wreck down there in off the coast of Italy, I was talking to Bernard this morning, the producer, and he said that these people get on these boats, these cruise, they'll have to sign a bunch of waivers. So explain all that to me, would you please?
Sure. I mean, they don't even really have to sign it. It's part of a bigger picture of corporate America trying to take away the rights of passengers or of consumers, excuse me. But basically, if you want to go on a cruise, Don, you have to agree to the terms and conditions in the cruise ticket passenger contract, and basically that's like a 10-page document with unbelievably tiny print that is really just an attempt to take away as many rights as possible. If you want me to start going into some of the areas that...
Yeah, we have
sure,
time.
Great. Okay. The big one being, in this case with the Costa Concordia, it forces the passengers to have to file their lawsuit in Genoa, Italy. So even if you're a U.S. passenger, you have to go all the way to Italy in order to file a claim. Now, theoretically, we could challenge that in a United States court, but federal courts here have created an incredibly difficult standard in order to meet to show that that would be unreasonable. And that's just one of many examples of how the cruise ticket contract seeks to take away passengers' rights.
Now, this accident, if that's what it was, appears, just from all news reports and stuff, to be egregious criminal behavior. So, in spite of the waivers these people have to sign and those that are inherent in the when you buy the ticket purchase, do they have a case?
100%.
Well, they do.
Absolutely have a case.
Tell me why.
For sure. I mean, sure. You hear a lot about the passenger ticket contract and all the things that it takes away, but fortunately you've got great lawyers that are out there like my firm that are working tirelessly in order to get around them. I mean, first of all, even if we have to sue in Genoa, Italy, my firm has a collective experience of 75 years. We've sued Costa probably a dozen times in Genoa, Italy. We're presently suing Costa on various cases, and we intend to sue Costa now for this case. And in Italy, while their legal system is quite different from the United States, they should absolutely be able to make a full and fair recovery. And you said it. I mean, this is such a clear act of negligence, if not criminal conduct. And I don't see an Italian judge doing anything other than doing what's right for these passengers.
What is the company saying about this?
Well, the company is... Their MO, Don, is pretty clear. We are going to make the captain our scapegoat, and we're going to try to distance ourselves from him. Unfortunately, that's not going to work. The stories came out yesterday morning that about 6 months earlier, this identical thing had actually happened where the same ship had taken an even closer path and gotten closer to the shore. So Costa knew or should have known that this was going on, so they're entirely complicit in this type of conduct. And this is just, a company wanting to, I guess, provide an exciting experience, but just putting passengers' lives at risk by doing so.
Well, how would they, I mean, I'm not being a lawyer or even understanding much about it, how would they, the captain's an employee of the company, how would they distance themselves from him?
Well, I think that's a good question, Don, and you're right. Regardless of what their publicity efforts are to make the captain the scapegoat, they are 100% liable for the captain's conduct. So, no, you're right. But I think it's just a marketing scheme to say, hey, this wasn't Costa. This wasn't something that we knew was happening 6 months ago when we sanctioned. This was this rogue captain who wanted to showboat and wanted to trip and fall and get off the ship. So I think it's more of a marketing ploy rather than an effective legal type of an argument.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
I've been on numerous cruises, Don. I love cruises. I think cruises are great. And I think if you look back 100 years to the Titanic and you flash forward today, you'll see maybe a dozen incidences. So really, these are very rare. I think there are a lot of really nasty things that can happen at sea, and when those things happen, the passenger ticket contract is a terrible vehicle to take away their rights. But all in all, I really do think that cruises are an affordable, safe, and smart vacation. And I think as long as passengers bring their common sense with them and take some important steps before they go on a cruise, they can have a safe, enjoyable, fun time.
It sounds to me like I mean, it's not about me, and you didn't ask, but, I mean, I'd rather serve a prison sentence and get on a boat with a bunch of people who you ordinarily would never talk to unless you were confined with them on some stupid boat eating 12 meals a day with nothing to do.
All right, I'll ask you then, Don. Have you ever been on a cruise?
No. No, you couldn't get me on a cruise at gunpoint. No, on a boat. No.
I must tell you that your concept of cruises is totally wrong. I think maybe you're hearkening back to the Love Boat, but today there's a cruise for everybody.
No, there's everything. They get on, the boat turns over, they wind up dead. The food sucks. People are throwing up. You get sick. No, come on. You're fighting with fat people over the fondue. Oh, no, this can't be a good thing. So, well, I hope you're successful for these poor people. God bless them. I mean, you're right. To be serious for a second, they get on a boat, they save a bunch of money, want to have a nice vacation, and this bastard wants to wave hi to Luigi there in his house and drives next to him. I mean, it's crazy. So.
Yeah, I agree, Don. I think all kidding aside, this is a very serious incident. We're taking it very seriously, and we plan to fight as hard as we possibly can in order to achieve the maximum rights for all of our clients as well as all the passengers aboard that ship. Thanks
for being a good sport. Thanks for appearing on the program, explaining all this to us. I appreciate it.
Don, it's a pleasure being on the show.
It's coming up.